Robertson.
Does he stand by all his statements on the GCSB and Kim Dotcom?
Honourable Bill English on behalf of the Prime Minister.
On behalf of the Prime Minister, yes.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Does he stand by his many statements that the 19th of January 2012 was the first time he had heard the name Kim Dotcom?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister does stand by his statements.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Grant Robertson.
That was a specific question about us.
And it was answered. The Prime Minister does stand by it.
Supplementary question. Mr. Speaker. By that answer, does he mean that it was simply the name Kim Dotcom that he had not heard, but that he was aware of a person in New Zealand whom the FBI and other American authorities had an interest in pursuing over copyright-related issues?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, and I can only repeat, the Prime Minister stands by his statement. If the member wants to know what was in the Prime Minister's mind, he'd need to ask the Prime Minister directly.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Does he stand by his statement on the 24th of January 2012 in relation to the Coatesville mansion in the Helensville electorate, quote, "I was aware that there was a German resident living in the house"?
Honourable Bill English.
The Prime Minister stands by his statements.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Is he telling the House that having become aware that, quote, a German resident was living in the largest property in the Helensville electorate, he was not told or did not seek out the name of said German resident?
The Honourable Bill
Speaker,
English.
Unlike the Deputy Leader of the Labor Party, the Prime Minister focuses on the big issues.
Mr Speaker.
Supplement. Order. 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 Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Can he confirm that none of the list of people that Campbell Live drew up who knew about Kim Dotcom before the 19th of January 2012 ever mentioned them to him as Prime Minister? That list including John Banks, Maurice Williamson, Jonathan Coleman, Simon Power, his Deputy Chief of Staff, his Electorate Office staff, the Solicitor General, the police, the Immigration Department, the 80 contractors who worked on Mr Dotcom's property in his electorate, and the hundreds of thousands of Aucklanders who witnessed the fireworks display paid for by Mr Dotcom. None of those people mentioned him to the Prime Minister.
Honourable Bill English on behalf of the Prime Minister.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister stands by his statements. And I'd repeat what I said before. Unlike John Campbell or the Deputy Leader of the Labor Party, the Prime Minister focuses on the big issues.
Supplementary question.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
In light of that answer, does the Prime Minister agree with John Armstrong that if Mr Dotcom's allegations stand up, his resignation will be in order?
Honourable Bill English.
Certainly not.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
Does he believe that if a Prime Minister does not tell New Zealanders the truth about a matter of public interest, then the Prime Minister should resign?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, certainly, and that is the reputation of the current Prime Minister. I would be hesitant for the Labor Party to apply standards which it may not have applied to the Prime Minister that led its party recently.
A supplementary question. Order. Order. Supplementary question. Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Does the Prime Minister still stand by his statements, numerous statements, that none of his ministerial colleagues talked to him about Kim Dotcom before the raid?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the Prime Minister stands by his statements.